The judge has ruled against Blake Lively, saying her emotional distress claims against Justin Baldoni are officially dead.
Blake Lively basically withdrew her claims of emotional distress caused by Justin Baldoni in her lawsuit. If Blake Lively actually baptized her children.
Blake Lively just snapped in court after the judge crushed her emotional distress claims. Her last-minute legal stunt didn't just flop, it blew the lid off everything she'd been trying to bury.
All I know is the end of the line. It's not good for Blake. This was not a win for Blake. This is a win for Justin.
When she tried to drag Taylor Swift into the mess, Taylor shut her down without uttering a single word.
Blake Lively's groveling text, voicemails, and emails that Taylor Swift is ghost.
Judge Lehman made it crystal clear. Her emotional distress claims aren't sinking. They're already buried. After months of melodrama, crocodile tears, and passive-aggressive smirks from the bench, the gavel finally came down, and this time, it didn't hit Justin Baldoni. It landed squarely on Blake's polished Hollywood image.
Judge has ruled Blake Lively's emotional distress claims, they're now officially dead. Now,
let's be real, Blake thought she could waltz into court, cue the waterworks, declare she's mentally destroyed, and avoid showing a shred of proof. That's Hollywood logic. But the courtroom runs on rules, not red carpets. Her bid to dismiss the case without prejudice, so she could revive it later when convenient, was shot down.
So she can't come back and change her mind. It's a done deal.
Flat out denied. Rule 15 was even cited, just to remind her that the law means business. Judge Lehman practically rolled his eyes in the written order. Either Blake hands over her mental health records, or she walks away humiliated. She chose humiliation.
He wrote this morning that Baldoni's motion to compel is denied based on plaintiff's representation that the relevant claims will be withdrawn. That's the key here. Lively's request that because the parties have agreed to dismiss the 10th and 11th cause, the court exercises inherent authority and authority under Rule 15 to dismiss them without prejudice is denied without prejudice to renewal.
And of course, Blake's next move? Spin, spin, spin. Her team trots out vague, PR-approved statements about how this was mutual and how it doesn't affect the overall case. Please. Even Deadline, a trade outlet famous for tiptoeing around celebrities, reported the truth. The court flat out rejected her request under Rule 15. That's not just an L, that's a billboard-sized defeat flashing in neon. She tried to play the victim, and the judge basically said, "Nah, not today."
So they're stopping it. Just as Ron said, she can't have her cake and eat it too. Nice try, girl. Nope. If it's dismissed, you don't get to come bring it back. It's not with or without prejudice. I forget. Sorry, I'm not a lawyer.
And it gets better. The judge actually warned her, like a parent scolding a kid, that if she doesn't officially withdraw these claims soon, she'll be permanently barred from introducing any new emotional distress evidence ever again. Translation: if she wants to throw another pity party down the road, too bad. The court slammed that door shut and triple locked it. End of the road, sweetheart.
This is a lot of what the case is about. Now, she has other claims, of course, and other things, but this emotional distress is a big part of the damages. So to see her finally reveal this is big. And I've seen defenders of Blake. Well, of course she did this. Why should she have to release her medical information?
Let's be real. This wasn't about winning a lawsuit. Blake was trying to turn this case into an entire sob story empire. But the only empire she's building now is one of public embarrassment. Because when the court calls your bluff in broad daylight, in front of your ex-best friend's fanbase, your career doesn't just stumble. It goes up in flames.
Court exercise its inherent authority and authority Rule 15 to dismiss them without prejudice is denied without prejudice.
Now, about that PR fairy tale Blake's been peddling for years, the one where Taylor Swift is supposedly her kid's godmother. Yeah, turns out that crown jewel was plastic. For years, Blake paraded Taylor like a badge of moral credibility. Look, my children have a pop star godmother, I'm so wholesome. Except, Taylor didn't even meet Blake until December 2015. Her daughter James, born December 2014. A full year before Taylor even knew she existed.
Well, here's the twist. Blake Lively did not know Taylor Swift when she had her first daughter, James.
You can literally pull up the first public photo of them together, dated, time-stamped. No faking that. The whole thing started when Blake name-dropped Taylor's Bad Blood video during a L'Oreal campaign. Fans thought she was throwing shade. Blake said she was a fan, and eventually they became friends. Fine. But godmother to a child she didn't even know existed? Who are we kidding?
As I said, 1 year after her baby was born, how could she be the godmother of her first child?
And here's where it gets ridiculous. In early 2015, Amber Tamblyn was loudly declaring that she and the other sisterhood of the Traveling Pants girls were all James' godmothers. All three of them. But when Blake got caught in her own PR mess, she backpedaled, saying they weren't official godmothers, just close friends. Fairy godmothers. Spiritual support system. Whatever that means.
It says here that I'm very excited for her and Ryan and to be an auntie. All of us are godmothers, so we are very happy. Yes, you heard right. Tamblyn alluded to the fact that each member of the sisterhood group is a godmother, including Alexis Bledel and America Ferrera.
So, let's recap. First it was her sister. Then the sisterhood crew. Then Taylor. Now, no one really knows. But here's what we do know. Blake Lively will say literally anything to make herself seem more famous, more adored, more connected. She turned her kids' christening into a PR stunt. That's not maternal, it's marketing.
They're my dear friends. I would say my baby has a lot of fairy godmothers. When further pressed, Lively said that her sister Robin would be the one to take care of my baby.
After all that backpatting and fake godmother PR, the woman who once wore Taylor Swift like a Gucci handbag got hit with the ultimate cold shoulder. Not once, constantly. Full ghost mode. Texts, voicemails, emails, dead air. Reports say Blake's been trying every channel like some teenage ex-boyfriend begging for just one more talk. But Taylor? She's done. No replies. No likes on old posts. Not even a pity emoji. That's how deep the frost is.
Oh, the juicier one. Now again, alleged. This is coming in from the Daily Mail, but they've been correct on some of this Taylor Swift story already. It seems Taylor can't come to the phone right now because she's dead. No, because she's just ignoring you, Blake.
Blake's messages reportedly pleaded with Taylor to remember their decade of trust, swearing it was all a misunderstanding and that she'd never hurt their bond. Girl, the misunderstanding was thinking you could throw Taylor under the bus in court and still get a birthday repost. One source even said she was graveling, and honestly, that's perfect. It sounds exactly as desperate as it is.
Because in a dramatic new blow for Swift's ex-best friend, her text calls and emails to the singer are going unanswered. An insider has exclusively revealed.
Picture it. You spend years bragging in interviews about your pop star bestie, using her as your ultimate PR trophy, and now you're being ignored like a spam caller. That's not just sad, it's Shakespearean karma. The same woman who once hid behind Taylor's name as a shield is now blocked out like an expired email in a junk folder. And the silence? It's louder than any clapback Taylor could give. The message is simple. Taylor doesn't care.
And reaching out to her with texts, voicemails, and even emails, begging to mend what they once had. Blake isn't giving up on trying to get her friendship with Taylor back on track. Taylor hasn't responded to any of Blake's pleas. She ignored all her groveling excuses.
She doesn't need to respond. She's moved on. Meanwhile, Blake's still stuck in last year's group chat, typing paragraphs to no one. So what's left? Her emotional distress claim is officially dead. Her godmother narrative? Publicly shredded. And her glossy friendship with the most powerful woman in pop culture? Now just a ghost story.
Because it's completely irrelevant. You can't claim emotional distress, and she knows this. You don't do that kind of lawsuit unless you're prepared to reveal it all. That's how this works.
Blake Lively, once sold as relatable, witty, effortlessly cool, is now coming off like a delusional ex-celebrity who thought the world would keep playing along. But the show's over. The crowd's gone. She's standing center stage, talking to herself, while Taylor Swift walks away with a clean conscience, a new squad, and front row seats to Blake's unraveling.
She ignored all her groveling excuses. The missives explain there must be some misunderstanding on Taylor's part and that she'd never do anything to harm their 10 years of closeness on personal secrets. Oh, well then why did you try, moron? It's all coming to head. You're getting exposed.
Blake pulled the oldest Hollywood trick in the book. Start a scandal, cry emotional damage, and then, when the receipts are due, back out like none of it ever happened. After dragging Justin Baldoni through months of reputational hell, she quietly dropped her key emotional abuse claim. No dramatic courtroom tears. No speeches. Just a silent retreat. Why? Because she had nothing. No therapist note. No diagnosis. Not even a sad face emoji to back it up.
And so for her to try to say, yeah, well, I'm distracted. Well, then they have every right to go check your history, your therapist's history, and say, well, is this something that was happening to you prior? So it's completely relevant. And yes, a big win for Justin.
And here's the kicker. Justin didn't have to lift a finger. The court sided with his attorney, Brian Friedman, who slammed that door shut for good. No refiling. No comeback tour. If Blake thought she could disappear, regroup, and relaunch new allegations later, she was wrong. Meanwhile, her PR team scrambled to spin it as if a mutual decision, like it was some genius chess move instead of a full-blown panic exit. But the truth? The only strategic player here was Baldoni, who walked away from her circus without ever touching a mic. No TMZ leaks. No press conferences. Just quiet, human moments, like the fan who said he mailed back an autograph with an apology after 7 months. Real, unfakeable kindness. While Blake was hurling accusations like confetti, Justin was out here being a decent human.